my dear friends, and welcome back to another Star Wars news update. In today's video we're going to be talking about the Bad Batch Season 2, and we've also got tidbits for the Andor finale on Wednesday. Before we dive into it though, my dear friends, please be sure to hit that big red subscribe button down below if you've not done so, and why not give the notification bell a good old tickle to be alerted every time that I post a new video. But without much further ado, and without any more jibber jabber, let's dive straight into it. So we begin with the return of Clone Force 99. Amidst hype for Andor episode 12, this is the next show to drop on Disney Plus on January the 4th. Now last week we had comments from the Kiner brothers about the tone of season 2 from the standpoint of music, but today we have comments from D. Bradley Baker himself, the voice of the Batch and the voice of the Clone Army. This is an exclusive from comicbook.com. D. Bradley Baker, the voice of the clones in the Star Wars universe, promises that the Bad Batch Season 2 is going to give Star Wars fans more of what they love, while also adding some exciting new elements as well. The first season got the series off to a really strong start, with a compelling story, the returns of some popular characters, and a mystery involving Omega, who though female, is an exact genetic copy of Jango Fett, same as Boba. D. Bradley Baker spoke to comicbook.com, and when he was asked about Bad Batch Season 2, this is what he said: "More and better of all that they've loved so far. That's what they can expect. If you love it already, you're gonna love it more. It's really, really good Star Wars, and it continues to be. I'm very proud of that show, and they will love it." So really exciting tease there, and as I say, the first season was very impressive, so hopefully when he says it's going to be more of what we love, he's talking about more missions, character development, struggles, and overcoming them, and maybe even more familiar characters outside the Batch too. As we know, we have Captain Rex showing up, Commander Cody, Gungi, Delta Squad, and a lot more too. And when it comes to what he said in this interview, we really can't ask for much more than, quote, "really, really good Star Wars." Comicbook.com then go on to ask him about Star Trek Prodigy, but he does relate it back to the Bad Batch, saying he applies the same method of voice acting to both, even if it's different sounds coming out of his mouth. He says the love for both franchises is very much there. Baker added, "So it really all feels the same to me, as wildly and weirdly different as it is, but you're right, it couldn't be more different, what I do on the Bad Batch compared to doing a creature like Murph, at least in terms of vocal pyrotechnics involved." And just like many other voice actors I've heard talking about Star Wars, his passion for the franchise makes it easier. He approaches it as if he's really there himself, as if he himself is Hunter, Wrecker, Tech, Echo, and Crosshair. I said this last year before Season 1 came out, but this man's passion for the Star Wars universe on the whole, and how it translates to his vocal roles such as the Bad Batch and the other clones, is so contagious. He's awesome, and I can't wait for the Bad Batch Season 2. January the 4th, it's the next show to come out. I've seen comments in previous Bad Batch videos asking me how many episodes are there going to be. I'm going to assume it's 16, but we don't actually know. Hopefully it's even longer, maybe even 24, but I'm going to say if they did 16 for Season 1, then it's probably going to be 16 again. So now onto Andor episode 12, and don't worry, there are going to be no spoilers in this video. I will say there are leaks out there that Bespin Bulletin posted, but I don't want to talk about them today. This is a spoiler-free video, but over the last few hours, a few details have dropped, tidbits if you will, and the most notable is the runtime, 54 minutes and 11 seconds. The source of this information got episodes 10 and 11 right, so I've got no doubt they're absolutely spot on. And on top of this, some folks who received screeners for episode 12 do confirm it's close to 55 minutes in length, and that's probably including the intro and the outro, so let's say 54 minutes of solid content. And it was actually fellow Star Wars YouTuber Eckhart's Ladder who posted something really interesting about the finale. He's already seen it, and in a spoiler-free tweet, he does say, "Do not temper your expectations, the finale is phenomenal." This got me super excited, and he also said in the replies, "If you've enjoyed the show so far, you're gonna love it. If you haven't, it's not gonna be the episode to convert you." I was so excited to come across this because we don't really know much about episode 12. There have been very few plot leaks overall for this season, and I really love that because in a big way, every week you get something exciting, you can look forward to it, no expectation, and then you're blown away. That's been the beauty of this series. Now, while I'm not going to talk about any plot specifics, I am going to give you a minor spoiler warning before telling you this next part. Turn away now if you don't want to know anything going into episode 12. This is not about the story, but rather a feature of the next episode. So 3, 2, 1, Bespin Bulletin have confirmed there is going to be a post-credit scene next week. I'm not going to divulge what's included, but it sounds really intense and exciting, and I think it goes back to Tony Gilroy's comments about how the final line spoken next week is a connective point to 4BBY 1 year later when season 2 is going to begin. And it's 2 whole years until we get more of Andor. In that time we would have had Bad Batch season 2, Mandalorian season 3, Ahsoka, Skeleton Crew, and the same year that Andor season 2 drops, The Acolyte. So a lot of Star Wars content in that time, but no doubt we're gonna really miss this one. We have the same question that we had for other shows. What is life gonna be like every Wednesday morning after Andor finishes? I say Wednesday morning because I'm here in the UK, but if you're in America, I suppose Tuesday night, but I'm definitely gonna miss it. But I'm really excited for the Bad Batch season 2 because it's gonna be very different to Andor. Not only is it animation, but the structure, the pacing, and the Bad Batch is all about adventure and missions, whereas Andor was all in the dialogue, the character development, and in some ways, arguably, a slower burn. So to go back to a series like the Bad Batch, which is more in the conventional style of Star Wars, is certainly going to be a change, and it's the beauty of Star Wars on Disney+. We have a huge variety, a smorgasbord of genres when it comes to Star Wars, whether you're into the Mandalorian, the Andor series, the animated stuff with Tales and Bad Batch, and even shows like The Acolyte are going to change things even more, go in a completely new direction, but that one definitely with lightsabers, whereas Andor in my opinion has been a perfect Star Wars show, and it didn't need any of the Force elements, no lightsabers, no Skywalkers, none of that kind of thing, the only exception being Luthen's ship, the Fondor. And so finally guys, something else on the Andor front, Luthen's staff, which many of us suspected was a lightsaber, has been confirmed to not be one. Sometimes in the Star Wars fandom, leaks that come from action figure information can be the most reliable. And along the same lines, the Luthen Black Series toy packaging has revealed that his staff is not a walking stick, nor is it a lightsaber, it is in fact a knife. This will come as both disappointment and relief to some people. Some fans really wanted it to be a lightsaber, while others didn't like the idea. They thought, no lightsabers please, this is not the place. While the latter were absolutely right. Luthen's staff, the thing that looks like a lightsaber hilt, is in fact a knife, and I wonder if he's going to use it next week. Let's find out. But with that, my dear friends, that brings us to the end of today's Star Wars news update. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give me a big fat thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and why not discover the perks that many Megalorians are enjoying on Patreon. The link is down there in the description, or you can also hit the join button to become a member. You get access to tons of videos not found here on YouTube, getting your name at the end of the video, early access posts, and so much more. But until the next one, my dear friends, may the Force be with you always.